For 25 years, One Piece has kept its ultimate secret hidden in the shadows. A figure known only by a whisper, Imu. A silhouette sitting on the empty throne. A god pulling the strings of the world government. We speculated, we theorized. Was Imu a demon, an alien, a woman, a ghost? Well, Chapter 1179 spoilers are here, courtesy of the legend PewPiece. And they have not only shattered every single theory we have ever had, they have redefined the power ceiling of the entire series. We finally have the name, the face, the power, and the terrifying presence of the one who sits at the top. Today, we are breaking down the spoilers for One Piece Chapter 1179, titled effectively by the fandom as The Incarnation of Nerona Imu. We're talking about the design, the lore bombs, the Conqueror's Haki that literally terraforms the Earth, and what this means for the final saga. Let's get into it. But before we get to the main event, we have to address the setup. The chapter opens with a moment that instantly raises the stakes. The Five Elders are trying to stop Imu from leaving the castle. Let that sink in. These are the 5 highest-ranking political figures in the world. They are the ones who order buster calls like it is nothing. They are the ones who faced down Sabo and even fought the Straw Hats and Egghead with their awakened forms. They are, by all accounts, the final bosses of the world government hierarchy. And yet, in this scene, they are begging their master to stay put. They suggest sending an admiral. They suggest going themselves. Why? Because they know that Imu's presence on the battlefield is not a strategic move. It is a world-ending event. The Elders are terrified, not necessarily for Imu's safety, but for what Imu is. This tells us that Imu's power is so overwhelming that the mere act of Imu moving from the castle is considered a failure of security. It is the nuclear option. We cut to Elbaph, and things are already dark. We get a brief check-in with the giants. Gerd finds the heart of Summon, one of the Holy Knights, which is a gruesome reminder that the Holy Knights have been playing deadly games here. Zoro, being Zoro, immediately suggests destroying the heart to free the soul, showcasing the pragmatic brutality of the Straw Hats. But that subplot is immediately dwarfed by what happens next. Imu appears. Not on a ship, not with an army. Imu appears through a magic circle in Orist Castle on Elbaph. Now, magic circles are significant. We have seen them used by the Five Elders to teleport to Egghead. It confirms that this is not just a devil fruit teleportation, it's a summoning ritual tied to the ancient powers of the world government. But here's the difference. When the Elders arrived, it was terrifying. When Imu arrives, reality itself seems to break. Imu begins to transform amidst a massive burst of Conqueror's Haki. And this is not just a knock-out-the-fodders kind of Haki. We are told that some of the houses and trees around Elbaph start to come alive, laughing with evil faces. This is unprecedented. We have never seen Conqueror's Haki do this. This is not just intimidation. This is the user's will imposing itself onto inanimate objects, twisting nature itself. If Joy Boy's power is liberation and laughter, Imu's power is subjugation and mockery. The world itself is bowing to Imu's presence, and it is laughing, not with joy, but with malice. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. For years, the fandom debated Imu's gender, race, and even species. Was Imu the previous user of the Op-Op fruit? Was Imu a woman from the Void Century? The answer is something far more ancient, far more demonic. The introduction box drops, and it is stacked with titles. First, one of the 20 founders of world government. This confirms Imu is one of the original 20 kings who founded the world government 800 years ago. But unlike the others who returned to their kingdoms, Imu stayed. Second, special power, devil fruit. Notice the quotes. It doesn't say a devil fruit, it says devil fruit. This implies his very existence is tied to the origin of these powers. This might be the devil fruit, the origin sin. Third, king of the world. Not a secret ruler, the king. And now, the design. The description is absolutely insane.
Let us break it down feature by feature. Face, male, with a beautiful, handsome face. Skin, tanned skin, specifically compared to a Lunarian. This is a massive lore drop. Lunarians, king's race, with thought to be nearly extinct, known for their fire and durability. Is Imu a Lunarian? Or did the Lunarians descend from something like Imu? Hair, long white hair. Horns, long horns similar to Kaido in the ancient giants, but they curve twice, forming an S shape. This suggests that the Oni or ancient giant traits might be directly tied to the Nerona lineage. Tail, a devil-like tail. Specifically, the same tail we saw Sabo piercing at the Reverie. That confirms it was not an illusion or a shadow. It was Imu's physical form. Tattoos, white circular tattoos all over his body, including an eye tattoo on his right hand and a tattoo on the left side of his face. This gives off major occult, ritualistic vibes. Upper body, no upper clothing, but a cape with a logo, only half visible. This is a very regal, ancient king aesthetic.
But the most terrifying aspect is not the horns or the tail. It is the awakening. Imu possesses the same black Hagoromo clouds seen in awakened Zoan users like Lucci, Kaku, and the Five Elders. However, there is a critical distinction. While normal awakened Zoans have swirly, flame-like clouds, Imu's clouds have eyes. The source describes them as similar to a biblically accurate ophanim. For those who do not know, in the Bible, ophanim are the wheels that accompany angels, described as being covered in eyes. They represent divine vision and omniscience. If the Five Elders were demons, Imu is presenting itself as a false god. The eyes in the clouds signify that Imu sees everything. It is the ultimate form of surveillance and domination. This pushes the god imagery further than anything we have seen, even surpassing the Lunarians or the celestial dragons. To top off the design, Imu wields a polearm weapon. The butt end tip has black clouds, consistent with the awakened power, and the blade is zigzagged and curved, almost like a lightning bolt or a flame. It is a weapon befitting a king of the ancient world. But there is one detail that gives me chills. We can see a trickle of blood coming out on the left side of his mouth. Is Imu injured? Is this the strain of transformation? Or, more terrifyingly, is this a sign that despite looking like a beautiful, divine king, Imu is actually a grotesque, decaying monster underneath? Or is this simply the blood of whoever opposed him before he arrived? The chapter ends with Imu settling at the topmost tower of Aura's castle, emanating this overwhelming force. So, what does this mean for the lore? First, the connection to the Lunarians and ancient giants is undeniable. Oda is linking Imu to the ancient races that existed before the world government. This suggests that the Void Century was not just a war between kingdoms, it was a war of races. Imu may represent the gods who oppressed the earthly races. Second, the biblically accurate clouds confirm that the Gorosei's transformations were just a shadow of the real power. If the Elders are the Five Elder Stars, Imu is the sun around which they orbit. Third, the Conqueror's Haki literally animating the environment changes the scale of the final war. If Luffy is the sun god who brings freedom and laughter, the good kind, Imu is the Devil King who brings forced servitude and mocking laughter. We are on a break next week, which is painful, but Oda has just given us enough to chew on for months. The incarnation of Nerona Imu is here, and the world of One Piece will never be the same. What do you think about Imu's design? Is Imu a Lunarian, an ancient giant hybrid, or something else entirely? Let me know in the comments below. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next chapter analysis.